Today we're going to talk about dividing decimals using estimation, and we're going to have to use rounding. Usually you're used to rounding something to a specific place value, but today that's not going to work out. You're just going to take a little bit more thinking, and we're going to use what I call realistic rounding, making sure your numbers are compatible and then easy to work with. Now, these types of problems, all three of these, would take quite a bit of time if you actually divided it out. But let's say you're on a test, you don't have time or homework, or you just want to make sure your answer is close. I'll teach you a way of how to divide using estimation super quickly. So let's start here with the first problem. We have 21.72 divided by 2.76. Now some people are going to choose different numbers, but I'm going to start with my divisor and I'm going to say, okay, what is 2.76 close to? It's closest to 3, so I'm going to use that 3. So I have to now make a division sentence saying what is close to 21.72 that's easily divided by 3. Now I know 21.72, I'm going to try to round something that's close to it that's divisible by 3. If I look, I need to know my 3's factors pretty good, like what times 3 gets me something. So what a number that is close to 21.72 that would work with 3 would be 21. Now normally, like I said, you're used to dividing to like the biggest place value. If I rounded that, that would round to 20, but unfortunately 20 isn't easily divisible by 3, so that's why I said you have to use realistic rounding. What's close, and if I was to round it to the nearest ones place, that would actually round to 22, which also would not be divisible by 3. So you have to use what I call realistic rounding, saying, okay, what's it's close to that'll also work. I can change that 21.72 to a 21, and 21 divided by 3 is 7, which takes a lot less time to figure out than this original problem. And that's the whole point about estimation. It needs to be quick, but it needs to be accurate within reason. Let's try number 2. Say we have a bigger problem, 478.9 divided by 6.75. I know that this is quite a big number, so my estimation is going to be off a little bit. That's okay. I could round 6.75 to 7. That would work. Some people are going to round it to 6. Some people are going to round it to 5. I just like to keep it as close to my divisor. Divisor is this number. Try to keep it as close to your divisor as possible. So I'm going to say 6.7 is really close to 7. And 400, I need to know my 7's facts. 478.9. What's going to be close? I can't round it to 400, won't work. If I round it to the hundreds place. Unfortunately, if I round it to the nearest tens place, 480 wouldn't work. But what's something that 478.9 is close to that's divisible also by 7? Well, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49. Oh, I can use 49 because 478 is pretty close to 490, and that's compatible with that 7. So if I actually did 490 divided by 7, 49 divided by 7 is 7, and I have 1 0 I need to put there at the end. Let's try another problem. Now this one, I want you to actually pause the video, work it out, see what you get, put your answer in the comments, and then come back to see if you got it right, or maybe you might have estimated a little bit differently than me. So 11.43, I could round to 11, I could round to 12, I could round to 10. I don't see a number that's close to 726 that's going to work with my 11, so I'm actually going to change it to a 12. And the reason I did that is just looking at this number, I know my 12's facts really good. 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, and 72. And I could change that number to 720 because it's 726 and 720 are really close. And now I can divide it. 72 divided by 12 is 6 with 1 0 I need to put over there. And that is how you divide with decimals using estimation. Always use realistic rounding. Make sure your answers make sense. Make sure your answers are compatible and easy to work with. The quicker, the better. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.